everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from, downtown Manila on a Tuesday morning. Got a wonderful guest today, and she's a very interesting lady. We've been having a good chat. And guys, if you want to come on 15 Minutes of Fame and get your 15 minutes of fame, please do so. Think about it carefully. A TV commercial would set you back about $30,000. And what would happen? They might go to the loo, they might make a hamburger, they might make a coffee, grab a beer while the commercial's on. Or 10 radio spots in your city might set you back between $3,000 and $5,000. And guess what? They'll probably play them at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning when people are asleep. Come on 15 Minutes of Fame. We'll put you across all the social media channels. You name them, we'll put you there, including YouTube with all your social media links, and put you potentially in front of thousands of people, just like our next guest. Now let's get the show underway. Our next guest is a lovely lady. Her name is 𝐊𝐢𝐳𝐿, founder of 𝐊𝐢𝐳 Coaching Holistic Mindset Strategist. I should put that on the next slide. Didn't see that. Also, coaching. Oh, my eyes are bad. I'm bleary. And consulting. Coaching is in the 7th year. You know those people who look successful on paper? I know many of them. But underneath, they're exhausted, burnt out, second guessing themselves, and stuck in a cycle of overdoing and underfeeling. Those are my clients. I work with entrepreneurs and professionals who are ready to stop living on autopilot and start leading from a place of self-trust, purpose, and internal clarity. Through my Wise Mind Leadership Framework, I help my clients define what they truly want, identify the inner stories and outer pressures holding them back, and create a deeply personal roadmap forward. I'm not here to fix them. I'm here to witness them, to challenge them, I like that, and guide them into the highest, most aligned version of themselves. And for the right person, that works in is life-changing. Key achievements: helping hundreds of clients find joy and purpose in what they do, peace of mind, and their work that matters. Personal motto, I love it here. Life is what you make it. Interesting fact, I've moved an average every 5 years since I was born. By the way, in Australia, the average is in fact 7 years. Most people do move every 7 years in Australia. And we've got our contact information here. It's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage 𝐊𝐳. How are you today, 𝐊𝐳?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to speak with you.
Yeah, that's lovely. Here we go. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Where did it all begin?
It all began, my current career path actually began in 2015, shortly before my father passed away. And he shocked me out of my soul by telling me he was very disappointed in himself. And here was a man at 92 years old, a man that I had looked up to, a man that had lived for me a very successful life, and being deeply unhappy with himself. And I said, nobody deserves that, especially not my dad.
Right.
But I had made a life for myself modeled around the way that he had lived his life, without question whether it was actually fulfilling, whether it was actually what made him feel connected to his family, connected to what his purpose was, connected to the legacy that he left, that he would leave us. And that really shook me in my core. And that started my journey into learning neuroscience, cognitive behavioral therapy, all the different modalities of trying to understand why humans work the way we do and do the stupid things we do. And I tell people, this is like my fifth or sixth career, and I didn't go looking for it. It showed up on my doorstep and said, get to work.
Right. What I think about that, 𝐊𝐳, I believe I've got a bucket list, but I feel sad. I'm going to run out of time before I run out of list, because we don't have, you're probably a bit the same. We don't have enough to do all the things we'd love to do, but yeah. we can live every day and live every week, and we can help others achieve the same goal, which is awesome. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that?
I think the most challenging aspect of my work is understanding that I had to do the work myself first.
Yes.
I have come across a lot of people that think you can learn all the modalities on a rational level and work through it that way. But if you don't actually embody the work, go through the work, and really feel how hard it can truly be to change your habit, to reprogram some belief systems you have had since your childhood. If you don't understand that and feel that in your own body, it's really, really difficult to truly help somebody else transform.
It's interesting how you learn things as you get older, as you and I both know. Like, for example, I didn't realize until probably 10 years ago that your gut is your second brain, right?
Yeah.
And you should trust your gut. If you meet someone and think this person's not right for me, well, that's probably right. Like, double think it, like, question it, right? Because
Yeah.
your gut's trying to tell you something that your brain didn't. My ex-wife was awesome. She'd meet people, and she was a very quiet lady, and she'd just sit there and listen. She'd go home and say, "Don't do business with that guy. He's a crook." And I go, "Nah, he's a really nice guy." And after I lost all my money, she, "I told you."
Well, it's true though, because I actually take my clients through an exercise where we align. What does your brain think? What does your heart think? And what does your gut think? Yes. And then that's that alignment, because a lot of people, especially high achievers, they live in their head all the time. They could have. It's basically the talking head. Right? There is no internalizing. There is no embodiment of what they are saying. And once you can come in, and I work so much with clients on this, because your body knows way more than you give it credit for.
That's right. Yeah, it talks to you. You got to listen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even when you're stiff and you're sore, your body's telling you something. It's more or less saying to you, "Hey, drink some more water or start to exercise." I mean, they're signals, guys. They're telling you things. You got to listen, right? I'm learning that the older I get, the more I learn. Tell us about an important moment in your career that changed your direction. I guess the passing of your dad. Yeah.
That too. And I think as I started my mindset business, my coaching business, I really realized that it is so true what many marketing people like yourself say is like, stop talking to everybody.
Yes.
You have to find one person that you talk to.
Yes.
And you have to have that one person in mind, because when you share from that authentic place of as if you are sharing your advice with that person, then you get a far better reach. And I realized the person I had to talk to was myself. It was that old version of myself that was stuck in my interior design business, working too long hours, trying to do everything myself, trying to run the family, run the business, be on the PTA. Yeah. And the only person that was never in that equation was myself.
Yes. Yeah. I advise people, like, reach out to people like Elsa and have a cup of coffee and get a mentor, guys. A mentor can save you, honestly, God, can save you years. And all it's going to take costs you nothing to have a virtual cup of coffee and find out whether you align with someone like Elsa. Particularly you women out there who've hit that, what you think that hurdle is. Get over that, jump that. She'll teach you how to jump that hurdle and get on with your life. Life's what you make it, guys. In your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that you believe have contributed to your success?
What contributes to my success is, I'll take your word for it, but I'll double check it with you.
Lovely.
Meaning that I believe in people are trying to be honest most time when I coach him.
Yes.
But I often find a disalignment in what they are saying and how they are operating. And so I have a really high BS detector when I sit with my client.
You actually do. I can tell now you actually listen. That's a good skill to have, isn't it? Listening.
Yes. It's one of the skills that I have luckily been able to hone my whole life.
Yes. Yeah. I'm still learning. I'm a good talker, but not such a good listener. But I'm learning to be better. Tell me, also, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field? What's your secret there?
Keep learning, keep asking questions,
Absolutely.
I don't know everything. Maybe I talk to somebody and they're smarter than me and they can teach me something. And that's the best thing ever. When my viewpoint can be challenged in a conversation, I find that so refreshing.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to tell you something, guys. When I was 40, I've always been pretty rich. I've always made money all my life. I just got that unique ability. And when I was about 40, I started to question myself. I was flying, I'm making big money. And I said to myself, hey, why does bloody Tiger Woods have a coach? Why does Pete McEnroe have a coach? Or Pete Sampras and John McEnroe, sorry, have a coach? These guys are bloody world champions. Why do they have a coach? Little voice said to me, hey, Jeff, they don't know it all. And maybe they can improve 5 or 10%. And I thought, wow, that'd be good. That'd be a lot more money. Okay, I'm going to get a coach. So funny story. I hired 4 coaches at that time. 4 of them, one after the other. 3 of them within 1 month, they were paying me to coach them. They had no bloody idea. They'd never had a business. They never had a clue. They were working off a bloody franchise book. The 4th guy had a bad bedside manner. I did not like him because he challenged me a lot. And I had an ego problem, partly my fault, but he didn't have a good bedside manner either. But he taught me one thing, and I never used it until about 5 years later. And it cost me $20,000, and I'm going to share it with the audience. And it's very simple. You don't know what you don't know. And that didn't sink in at the time. But now, when I'm old, I realize every day I find new things. And we're never going to know it all, guys. But reach out to experts, reach out to people like Elsa here who can help you and find things that you don't know that may help drive your business forward. You could double your business overnight, guys, with the right idea. Right, so be open-minded. Tell us about a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of, Elsa.
Well, I'm proud of all of them, but I'm especially proud of a client that I'm actually working with right now. Who very, very quickly has just turned around from being in a place where they were constantly questioning themselves, yes, to a place of understanding that my value has nothing to do with the outcome of what I do. My value as a human being is always constant. Because a lot of my clients, they come into me with this idea that their value has something to do how successful they are, or how liked they are, or how much money they have in the bank. Yes. But that's not your value as a human being. You have to trust yourself very, very closely, and very, very sincerely, actually. And so this particular client, and we're not done yet, has gone from understanding I've held myself back because I've been tied down to this idea of I had to be like this in order to be liked, in order to be the right person in my business, yes, to really growing and understanding. And we're just on that leap of taking flight.
I tell everybody, you can't please everybody. The first person you've got to please is yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Once you please yourself, you better please others. It's really, really that simple, guys. I mean, I have self-talks all the time. I argue with myself.
Yeah, like they said, if you hear me talking to myself, don't worry. I'm self-employed and I have a performance review.
Yeah, love it. I just say I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation. Looking ahead, what are your goals? We've done that one, didn't we? How can our listeners reach out and find out more about your wonderful services, Elsa? What's the best way?
Well, I am available on almost all the social media. I do not do TikTok. I have not got on there yet, but I am on LinkedIn. You'd be
great dancing on TikTok, by the way. You'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Dancing with the stars.
So I am on LinkedIn at 𝐊𝐧𝐿𝐴 Coaching, and that's also my Instagram handle. My Facebook group and my website is not the same, but it's More Than Just Fine, because I feel that everybody in life should be more than just fine. I'm so tired of people just saying, I'm fine, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it really means a whole lot of different stuff.
Absolutely. I came across that one just recently, funny enough,
Yeah.
about that. Hey, like basically how you should greet people, because most people say things like "I'm fine" or "I'm okay." What does okay mean? You
Yeah.
know. So that was interesting.
Well, this is a broadcast radio show, so I won't tell you what the fine actually stands for.
I won't tell you what "see you next time" stands for either. Anyway, my one of my mentors is a guy in his late 80s. What is he? Every time you meet him, all the time, his buzzword is, you meet him and you go, "How are you today?" Fantastic. That's his line.
Yes.
He's known as Mr. Fantastic. And every time you see him, he's fantastic. And,
Yes.
think of it. That's his attitude to life. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
No matter what sort of day he's having, he's fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Before we wrap this up, share a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know. Apart from the fact you've been married for 35 years, which congratulations, that's bloody awesome in itself.
Yes. What most people don't know is that I grew up in a little town where there was 3 houses and 5 farms.
Wow.
And the boarding school that my mom and dad established the year I was born.
Imagine if you never moved.
Yeah, no, but so the interesting thing about this fact is from the day I was born till I was about 14, I lived in a human laboratory. Every year I got new people to learn, every new people to understand, and so my life has come full circle.
Yes. Yeah. You're like me. You're a lifelong learner, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it's
Absolutely.
all about. Elsie, you've been an awesome guest. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I love the people that come on this show. So, guys, if you want to be on 15 Minutes of Fame, please subscribe to this channel. You'll find hundreds of wonderful people just like Elsa, and it's your turn to come on and tell your story. Once again, Elsa, thanks very much for being on the show today. It's been a great pleasure.
Oh, pleasure's been all mine. Thank you very much.